Welcome back to my channel. Today I prepared something that I think is very, very important. It could potentially be one of the most important steps while forming this, what I call by conversational flow. Um, if you have downloaded the ebook, that would be good. If not, you can always go to the description below to really understand what we really do as an advisor back then. For me, that actually cost me to, or helped me make about 800K FYC within 3.5 years. Okay, so I'm going to dive slightly briefly into some of the things where you can actually accelerate to become an investment consultant. Okay, let me dive straight into it. Share screen. Okay, I think there's these two things that is vital to your business, which is what I call by transferring beliefs, and secondly, building trust, right? You probably hear advisor out there talking about you need to be likable, right? Means minimally people need to like you to do business with you. Yes, that is when you actually have a good character, right? Or your natural character is or personality is advantageous in your surrounding or in your circumstances. But most people might not have that advantage, right? Again, is I think I truly believe that every feeling, every impression, or every credibility can be implied and perceived. And so because of this, right, then how can a new advisor, wherever you are at this point, how can you transfer that belief and build that trust that you are the go-to person as their investment consultant? Okay, so let me go into what is actually transferring belief, because these two things both work hand in hand, but there's a difference. Okay, so the first thing is, do note it is not just about communication. It is always about connection, right? It means I can communicate, I can have this conversation with you thousands and thousands of times, but do we really form the inner connection, inner value system? Are we aligned in a sense when it comes to investing or advising for clients? Okay, so when it comes to transferring belief, right, it is about making your clients see the world as you do, right? Financially speaking. Okay, if they don't align with you, then the question is, how can you effectively align your financial philosophy with theirs, or vice versa, theirs with yours? Okay, because if both of you do not align based on financial goals or financial journey or financial belief, then naturally the trust is very hard, because that's where a lot of advisors out there are built on convincing the person, persuading the person, pressurizing the person, force their hand down. Okay, those kind of tactics, which is not advisable, because I truly believe that our role is an advisor role. Generally, what we want to do is to help individuals to build due diligence. Okay, so let me dive deeper down into how can you actually transfer the beliefs of individuals. So first thing, which is the most important, is, do you even believe that you can invest well for your client? Right? Do you even believe? So from a scale of 1 to 10, do comment what is your own internal conviction and internal belief. Because if you don't even have a scale of 7 or 8 or 10, then the question is how to get you there, wherever you are. And then the difference between 7 to 10, which is the 3 steps or 2 steps, how can you narrow the gap, right? Are you able to convey that message out to your audience? Because true enough, no one will have a complete idea of the market, but someone can have a clearer understanding of what is the event happening now, right? And that's where people like my team, or even the people that I coach, we don't react to market events. Most of the time we are more proactive, and if we are caught by surprise, then the question is, how do we respond aptly to clients' conversation? Then the second thing is, right, will you be able to empower them through education? Right? Education without action is useless. So the ability of you empowering them to take action, to move from stage 0, no investing, to stage 1, investing. So it's a conversation that you need to ask yourself, why should someone start investing with you and not actively manage their own money? This is very important, because if you cannot answer this question, no one will want to start investing with you. Then the second part of the conversation is, why you, why now? So the moment you can answer these 3 questions, you can empower them to make decisions based on facts, based on informed understanding, which is very, very important. I do not believe in emotional selling. I do believe in decision-making kind of selling structure or selling process, if you want to frame it this way. Then the third thing, right, is value alignment, which I talked about it earlier on. So value may not be just your value internally as a person. It could be also the stories that you had, your past that brought you to where you are today. Where you are today, where do you intend to go? Right? So what are the belief system that you have? What caused you to become who you are, your story, all those is very important, right? Then how do you tell people that, hey, I am going from where I am today to where I'm going to be in the next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years onwards? Who's going to be on board? Who's going to be coming to this journey to transform their life, right? Or even change the way they manage their money, in a sense, or even navigate the way, for me, navigate your client's money. Then the last one, evidence-based persuasion, right? It is not just persuasion, right? Many of the time, persuasion, people think is actually try to give them like, hey, if you don't have the money, what's going to happen to you? Which are all emotional, which are all very, very valid, right? But a question similarly to this, right, will be like, let's assume someone do not have X amount of dollar in the age of 55 or 65. What's going to happen to them, Mr. Client? At the age of 55, potentially, you might become redundant to an organization. So do you have more control over your income or less control over your income? Right? Do you realize that everything that I say is actually true, but I'm not asking them where would they be? Because if you force it onto them, you are making them very stressed, right? It is an advice environment, it's an advisory environment, it's a decision-making environment, it's a deal process environment, right? And that is what you want to have, right? There are more strategy in terms of transferring belief, but I want to keep it short so that this video will be less than 20 minutes, hopefully, or even less than 30 minutes. The next one, okay, to show you what I meant by do I believe in whether I think I can make client money, right? Is it educational? Is it value alignment? Is it evidence-based? So ever since I was an advisor in 2020, I have recorded close to 19 such videos. These are videos that show my client my thought process, which shows transparency, which shows accountability, right? By doing so, right, naturally people may feel that, hey, this person is very transparent. This person is very accountable, right? Because in the videos, I do talk about why I make money, how I make money, why I didn't make money, then what is the reason, or what and why I didn't make money, and how do I intend to rectify the situation, right? So that is accountability, right? So that just by doing this on a quarterly basis or even an event-driven situation, I'm able to transfer high level of belief in the work that I do. Okay, so what about you? Will you want to implement this for yourself? Okay, without me, you should do this. With me, you can do it better because it is given to you in my program. Next one. The next thing I want you to know is that building trust, right? It is the bedrock of our relationship with them. And honestly, in all relationship, not just advisor-client relationship, right? And like I said earlier on, right, transferring belief, building trust are essential, and they complement each other. And that allows us to build a sustainable and long-term relationship with our client. Okay, let tell you a side story. Even though I do all this video, I can tell you, not all my client watches it. The thing is, it's not about whether they watch or not. It is about you keeping your promises to them that I am watching your assets for you when you are pursuing your own career, when you are pursuing your own family wants or your own family plans. And technically, doing this is my career. So we are partnering together, right? While my career accelerate over the last few years, their career also accelerate the last few years. And because of them, I'm thankful, right? And many of times I do thank them in my social media, right? So that's that trust and relationship and that support in a way. Then how do we, what strategy is important to build trust? Okay, I already showed you the video already, right? Which is what? Transparency in all actions, buying, selling, making money, losing money, such an event that comes, let's say it's a US election, let's say it's a Chinese election, let's say it's a Russia invasion of Ukraine, etc., etc., etc. So how transparent are you with your thought process? Without that, I think it's very difficult, right? Without that, it's hard, in a way. Then the second thing, consistent conversation. How consistent are you, right? Is it like, okay, once a year, portfolio review, or every quarter? I don't know, right? Most insurance individual that I know, they always like to sell insurance and guaranteed saving plans because they are lazy, for honestly. Okay, those plans are important. Don't get me wrong, but especially I want to hold my opinion. Saving plans do not, even though guaranteed returns, but I tell you, the results of them hitting their goal is very unlikely, right? Because at the end of the day, to really hit our financial goal, it's just a few elements. The money you put in, the returns you get through your investing, and the third one is actually interest rate returns, right? And think of it, if you can optimize these three, wouldn't that be best? So to me, I encourage advisors out there to get yourself equipped, whether through me or not, that's not a problem, but get yourself equipped in making sure that they get the best solution in the market, which is investing for them. Okay, that is the highest ROI that you can give to your client, comparing to if they do it on their own, which is DIY. And this is another conversation for another time. The third thing, dependability. How dependent are you when it comes to conversation, when it comes to you giving them things that they need? In regards to the uncertainty or the lack of clarity that everyone has in the market now, especially your client. Okay, I'm not talking about your prospect. I'm not talking about people who are following on your social media. Our responsibility is not that, right? That is why we need to know who we are accountable to, right? We are accountable to the people that believe in us, that have the same value alignment with us. So because of this, accountability, again, and transparency is very important. That is the end outcome. But things need to be done, like what solution, what value proposition that you bring to them, that you can constantly convey this message to them, right? And these are basically assets that are evergreen, right? The more you actually record your thought process, the more you are going to get better over time. And that's where you can find leverage in your own business, right? Like even today, I can give you everything that I have, right? But one thing that many coaches or even advisor cannot replace me is my insights in the way I look at the financial market, the way I connect the dot. That requires many, many years or decades of training. And most important, it requires a framework, which cost me through many years of investing and trading. That pain of me came out and given me and some of the trainees that I coach the framework for them to really be able to think clearly. And having the ability to think clearly, right? To think clearly is very, very important to our business. So I hope this video helps you. If you watch until now, do like, share, and subscribe. Do join this journey that I'm really giving as much as I can to the market. I don't know how long I will do this, but with your support, I probably can continue the journey. Without your support, it's very hard. So help me. I appreciate it. Thank you.